Now, obviously, I keep going on that board. Anyways, ooh, okay. All right, let's go play some poker. Let's see how things go. Right now it's Sunday lunchtime, so no traffic at all. Zoom 200 is yeah, it makes me happy that it's running all day pretty much. Unfortunately, no Zoom 500, but yeah, pretty strong players here anyways. 10-9 suited, clear call against a 3-bet. Decent board to start with. Let's hope that he doesn't go all the way. Pretty good turn for my range actually. Should force him to slow down quite a lot. This seems to not be the case, so I have my Broadway floats, I have this, I have that. This hand means I only have 2 outs with not great implies because 9 is pretty obvious, but I think this hand is still too good to fold right now. He has all over pairs in his range, definitely. But I think we are just pretty high up in our range. If he has something like king, queen with 1 club, something like that, kind of standard bluff, I guess. Not going to fold my 9 here. He reps 10s plus and nothing else, so let's hope for the best. King, queen offsuit, nice. We even called the hand. Good start. Bottom right, we have the low flush draw on ace high board. Interesting that he bets like not small sizing and goes for like some, what was that, 45% instead, something like that. Could mean something. Not necessarily. Yeah, check call. This hand is actually, we could check raise, we could check call as well. I think I actually prefer the check call, even though it's just a 5 high. We got the odds, but yeah, we are not drawing to the good flush draw. Actually, if we hit our hand, if it's not the 3, it's not that great. And now we win against some kind of queen jack of hearts. He might play this way and he's pretty much forced to give up. And now he puts in this small, tiny bet. This is interesting. But usually this is not the last hope bluff. Just like, he can have some 7, 8 of spades and so on. I'm calling any ace. This is what he usually wants. So I put him on like ace jack, ace queen type of hands. Makes a lot of sense that this type of hand just started betting bigger on the flop against people who are not check raising enough. So I don't like the play, but it makes a lot of sense against lots of players. And down here, bottom left, unknown player. He just 3.5x. I just tried to steal the pot if he has nothing and gave up in a way. I have no clue. If maybe he has an ace even, maybe he sits some kings, queens, but this is just such a good price, so let's be a little bluffy. King 8-6 with a flush draw against a very good player. Sometimes checking, sometimes betting. I would hate to see a check raise with that hand, but still want to have it in my barrel range. And this here is interesting. Large sizing here against my 10-6 of spades, gut shot plus backdoor straight draw. Usually I like check raising a lot on those type of boards against the small sizing, against the big. I'm calling, but I will start donking hands that favor my range. So everything like 9 and lower pretty much. This is like still a decent card. Jack 8 gets there, 8-6 get there. And by him, like because he went for a bigger size, I'm check raising those hands a little less. Yeah, I think donk makes sense. Check is obviously fine. I think I prefer the check slightly. The 10 just connects pretty well with his queen jack, king, queen. And yeah, big. We have a turn top here with an idiot gut shot pretty much. So definitely calling. Now probably having a decent call down hand, sitting on all the 7, 8, 9x and so on. Once he bets, I have a pure bluff catcher. Probably I had that on the turn already, not bidding any value. But he needs to give up so much here of his queen jack, king queen that he might have all offsuit. So what I'm most interested in is really how does he play those hands on the flop? Like the big sizing on the flop means something usually. So this is now a certain price that he decided to take. I think this is value heavy, but I won't fold a 10 here. I have jack 10, 10x, folding my 9, 8, 7, 8 mainly. Yeah, let's see. I put him on like pocket jacks to be honest, and we see king jack offsuit. Nice. That's very easy. Once you have those hands in your c-betting range with that sizing, it's just very tough to not be over bluffing in the end. So the main question for me is really the flop here. And ace king, we're going high frequency 4 bets, sometimes calling. Yeah, I know the name. I don't like whether those stats tell me anything or not. I'll go with the standard 4 bet for now. King queen offsuit up here. Same thing like the ace jack against this guy before on a board like that. Sometimes checking, sometimes betting. On the betting side of life again. While Kapusta on the right side decided to donk that turn. Sure, he can have ace 10, but I would overbet that turn. So I just treat that as like a check and I just keep going crazy. Maybe this size is a little too much. top left, king, queen. Checking back on that 3 that completes straights and the flush. I don't have 3 streets and I prefer to check that back and react to his block bet or normal bet or whatever and snap him off or have a thin value raise. Now on that queen, we obviously have a standard value size. I expect him to have quite some check raises, so I'm not using a large size. 2 3-bet pots at the same time on the right side. Ace queen, queen 8-7, 8s and 7s hit him very, very much. He has them high frequency. 10-6-4 is pretty sweet board to c-bet on the larger side. And here I just go for a small c-bet with my ace queen of diamonds. Probably, oh, not anymore. Usually going for 2 streets only with that hand, either checking back turn or double barrel and then checking back river. Now, obviously I keep going on that board. Ooh, okay. Now somehow hoping that he had the slow played pocket 8s. Good luck. Quads. Call. So jacks. It was pocket jacks. Here we go. Pretty sweet run out from me there. 3-betting ace-10 suited there. Flatting would be also fine, especially with that 79 big blind stack in the big blind. Seems to be a weaker player, so I want to have quite a flatting range there, just loosen up. And then those hands that are kind of borderline, whether they want a 3-bet or a call, just play a little better in the call. Gaining extra EV from the big blind, jumping into the pot. And now I'm just like playing an okay-ish hand against an okay-ish or good player. Usually make the big blind fold. Pocket 6s versus middle position. Pretty much never. 8-5-4, I'm going to range check on that board. Just villain has the 6-7s that I don't have. And yeah, from then on, he makes better hands with the 6x and 7x that he has more than I have. And now that ace is a decent card for me, and my king 8 definitely wants to have some protection or get money in against a 5 or a 4. Now ace deuce suited on 8-6 deuce against half pot. I think call is the only real option. We're check raising something like ace 3, ace 4, ace 5 every now and then, something like king 7, king 5 suited. And now we have obviously showdown value, nice backdoor. Nice out with the ace as well, probably. And this here, just thinking about whether that might even be good enough for a block bet. If I had king deuce, I would prefer it over having ace deuce, just to get more calls from ace highs. Now I'm probably going for a check call, unblocking all potential bluffs while I'm 4-betting against the squeeze down here. Whew, snap call. I'm actually checking this one. I have never seen this guy. He squeezes, he snap calls, so he either has the same hand or is rather playing face up. I don't expect anyone like that to ever fold with a pair, so no benefit in doing anything. And I rather go for a check down and maybe even get a block bet in. Or, oh, that's a good question here. Maybe he has some random king-queen suited, something like that. He might still potentially a bad player, so we're just going all the way. So it seems like some ace-queen suited or something like that. And top left, very, very, very good board for me after calling a 3-bet. I will focus on nut equity when it comes to, like, I've that sizing now a lot to go direction all in. But this year is not really focusing on nut. It's like a 5 is not awesome. I cannot jam a 5. So I go for a block bet, just tackle his king queen, ace queen, stuff like that. And now it's getting close whether we have another value bet or not, but usually just plays better. Question is how much of his overpairs he's checking back compared to how many ace highs he needs to call here. I prefer that line slightly. Call, call, nice. Good old ace queen offsuit. Bottom right, middle position versus button against a solid player. This is actually mixed between call and fold. You roll the clearest call of all times, so let's hit a set. And now he should start with a big bet, which makes our pocket 8s pretty much indifferent right away. He does so, good job by him. Okay, now the hand is probably over. King 9 suited against very, very strong and aggressive players. This is actually a call against a cold 4-bet, against like a Zoom 200, 22, 19 guy, even on low sample. This is just a fold. Top right, interesting, super tight player, goes for a larger c-bet on that board. I'm folding a lot here, obviously on pocket 4, still 2 nut outs. Maybe he's just doing random stuff and I win with checking down, but oh, come on, now he's even playing good. Block betting on that queen. Still we have 2 nut outs and who knows what's going on. Check, check, and ace 10. Okay, so just random stuff going on. King queen off, 4-betting is an option, calling is an option. I rolled a call this time. Not our board, probably got a call 1. Oh, interesting card. I'm really unsure. I'm unsure how that plays best. I think a block bet makes a lot of sense. Allows us to still value bet a king or a queen hit, and to value bet our queen high flush after betting huge or something like that. We couldn't put out a large value bet with a queen high flush anymore on the river. This would be one to double check for me now.